Hey, good evening, everybody. It's October 12th of 2023, and just wanted to do a quick video tonight on what is happening in the market. I apologize for not posting more. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from you, so please keep giving me ideas, and please keep reaching out to me on Twitter or on YouTube, and let's get the word out there that this channel exists. And thank you to all those people who take the time to watch these videos and for following me. I have absolutely no agenda. This is just something that I enjoy doing, and I have found after 15 years that I wanted to give back to a great community. So this is what I'm doing. So I hope you like it. Let's talk about the S&P here. And for those of you who are fairly new, you know that I trade the ETFs. And so the SPXL is really the S&Ps, and you can see that right here. ETF trusts for S&P Bull, and then TNA is for the small caps, IWM. TQQQ is for obviously the NASDAQ, and then the UDOW is for the Dow. Pretty self-explanatory. Uh, One of the reasons why I trade these ETFs, first of all, they're more affordable. And for a lot of you out there who are self-directing your 401k or your retirement account, uh, it just allows you to learn how to trade with risking very little. And for me, I go over that in the group quite a bit. I tried to tell people that you want to learn how to manage the trade, not be fearful of it, and not let your emotions get in the way. And one of the best ways to do that is by reducing your exposure. Don't over leverage yourself. And you know, Mark Douglas is one of the best teachers out there, and he's going to tell you that sometimes it just takes going down to one share until you can learn how not to be emotional in a trade. And so, with that said, if you want to learn more about that, we definitely can do a one-on-one, which are completely free, by the way. Just reach out to me on Twitter. Um, let's go over this. So the SPXL, you can see we had a 4-day grind up, and then today we threw a nice 3 in there. We could see higher or lower prices. You have to keep an open mind. Threes are for real, and we don't know which way they're going to go. TNA for IWM, you can see how we went 2-2 rev on this thing today. Look at how we just tried to go higher, and we just absolutely puked all the way down. And one of the people in the group today said, "Man, I just can't believe how fast they move it to the downside." And let me tell you, this was 4 days of a grind, and I think that the majority of the move right here happened before noon. It was rough. Matter of fact, let's take a look at that on a 65-minute chart here. And yeah, you can see that right here. This first hour, second hour, third hour, and then right here, right before noon. Yeah, the bulk of the move right here was in the first half day. So look at this. Wiped out 4 days of price action in less than 4 hours. Wrap your mind around that. That's important. You have to learn how they move price against you. Let's look at the Qs here. Same thing as the S&P, where we had 4 days of a grind, and then we had a nice rebar here. This one could go either which way. Right now, based upon the futures, we're trying to bounce, but we'll see what happens. UDOW had the same action as TNA, where we tried to go higher, and then we puked all the way back down to the 10-day moving average. Now, with all this price action the way it is today, certainly we didn't have any of them that were in full time frame continuity to the upside. And for those of you who have my TOS workspace, you know that I have a basket full of stocks, and we actually had quite a few. Apple is still doing well. AMD is a shooter, but still green. Amazon is doing well, filled the gap or very close to it. CLS just keeps grinding higher. DHT, same thing. Inexpensive one, but it looks like it still wants to get up higher. If I'm trading this one, this is my target, my first target right here, and this is my second. And one of the things I want you to realize is that Apple, AMD, Amazon, and all the NASDAQ stocks, they have earnings coming up. And so the behavior of most NASDAQ stocks is that they run into earnings about 1 month out. And that was one of the things that we talked about in the group is that, when you see the Qs come in and they put in, um, apologize, when they put in this kind of price action where it's pretty choppy, that right there, and with earnings coming up, you're asking for a butt whipping if you're going to short this down here. Because all the people who shorted in this box right here were forced to participate for 4 days. And now, probably because they got, you know, to the point where they got frustrated and covered, now they had this happen to them today where this big old bar right here knocked them out as well. So you got to be careful with that. What else do we have here? EOG. EOG, look at how choppy that is. Intel, still inside month. This is inside month right here. And then inside quarter. And then inside year. Intel's not doing a whole lot. Stay away from it. Microsoft, inside quarter. Inside month. Uh, you can trade this one on a shorter time frame, like on a daily or a weekly. But overall, still pretty rough. NVIDIA, quarter, the month, inside, and then you can see here on the week how we're still above this 10. We reclaimed that, and now we're trying to go higher. Palo Alto, this is a really expensive stock. Would not recommend this for new traders. We busted through this 238, and we ran right to previous high. Most good stocks get bought and they run to previous high and they smack people around. So that is why they are good, because anyone who shorts these things usually lose money. PLTR is a more affordable one here, and you can see that ever since reporting earnings here, we've had this nice run, and then we are just consolidating here. So maybe we can get back up to the 2024 area because earnings is on November 2nd. Visa is still 2 up for the year, but everything else, the quarter's inside, the 2 down and up here on the month, and then the week we went 2 up, earnings coming up. And then the last one, X. X is still grinding, and it looks like it wants to get up to this 34.37 target right here. And how do I know that? Because when I pull this thing back on a 2-year chart, and I know a 2-year chart, you can see that this is the highest point right here. And it has the potential to get up to 34.37. And if it keeps going, it could run to 39.25. Crazy. That's about all I see right now as far as what the market is doing for decent trades to the upside. One thing I am going to show you really quick is that this is a list of all the stocks that have full time frame continuity to the downside. Now, the first thing that most people say is, wow, that list is twice as long or 3 times longer than what you have for full time frame continuity to the upside, so therefore we must be in a really bearish market. That's not the case. Basically, what you need to take from this is that bad stocks get sold. They just get sold. And let me give you a good example of this, and I've posted this one several times on Twitter. But bad stocks that people are dumping or institutions are dumping, they all have the same kind of price action. And that is they kind of pause and then they run and then they come up to TTO and then they run back down and then they rest and they kind of consolidate here, right? And then they run and then they rest and then they run. Wayfarers is one that I probably have been in 5 or 6 times. And this thing, it looks like it wants to get back down here. No joke. It wants to get back down there. And I know that because these bigger time frames right here, like on the quarter, tell me that this thing has the potential to get back down to 29.51. Let me say that again, 29.51. And for those of you who are new, this is another trade that we talked about. This was Hershey back in the day, and this was one that I said that we triggered 2 down on a quarter here at 247 this area, and we could run. And look at this thing. Look at it, hit target right here, and it's still running. Look at this, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, all the way down. And then on the week here too, same thing. So if you took this trade right here at 246.67, you would have the opportunity just to sit in this trade comfortably all the way down. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. When you understand the big picture, you can take a trade like this and you can just sit comfortably, right? It's kind of like ELF right now. This is one that I'm in. I'm short, and you just sit in this thing and you let it TTO, and then it runs down, and then it comes up, and then it TTOs again. Look at this action. Same action as Wayfarer, right? But that's it. That's all I have for right now. I hope you guys enjoy the video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to comment or reach out on Twitter, please. Like I said, I have absolutely no agenda. This is just my way of giving back. And my goal would be to have this channel just help young traders or new traders immensely. And like I said, no fees, no agenda. I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Have a good night.